Alright, well, what we're looking at here is the Simple Cub from Test Flight. She's had a few impacts, quite a few impacts, but still, I think, flyable. So today, I'm going to try to assemble this, put it back together, figure out what kind of nonsense we're dealing here. That's pretty rough there. And we're going to take this out. I have no idea how to fly, and that's why this looks this way. And see if it'll fly again. And by fly, I mean go in the air and then crash. Alright, so I suppose I should give you guys a little background history on this here project. About 2 or 3 years ago, did this, got it together as you see it, pretty much in better shape, obviously. Got out and flew it, and immediately flew it into a tree about 30 feet in the air. Sat up in that tree for a couple days until I was able to get it down, and then I proceeded to fly it in about 15-20 mile an hour winds and completely nosedive it into the ground. So then it's been sitting in my basement for the last 3 years, and I just took it out today to see what it actually looked like. I think first things first, this battery should be fine, but I'm going to throw it on the charger a minute, and we're going to test it out and make sure we're still good, because that's important. The plan here is let's get this to take a charge, and hopefully it does, because I want to be able to, I don't know if any of these servos work, I don't remember. I know it took a pretty hard fall last time, that's when I remember. So I need to get an adapter though, because this is a T60 and a Dean, that doesn't work. There you go, doing the thing. I think first item of business is this fuselage? This needs to come off here. We got some bad wiring in here, bad ends I gotta redo. And we gotta try to reinforce this. This is not supposed to look, it's not supposed to be like that. So let's start with getting the motor mount off here. Uh, 11.95 volts right now, so it seems to be doing the thing. Those leads are really short. Left side looks fine. This has obviously been done properly. We'll just leave it for now. Now I do have some really thin fiberglass cloth. I don't know if I have any resin though. I don't want to add a bunch of weight to this, but essentially I'm just adding tape to it anyway. I'll even think about going in here. Oh yeah. Just like that. Oofta. It's a little rough. Okay, so that's a good sign. I think before I go and start retaping and repairing, I found some shish kebab sticks. I'm going to make sure that this will, I think one of them is supposed to go through here. Yeah, that's not great. Alright, found some larger ones up in the kitchen. Let's see if these work better. Oh yeah. Much better. Now it's tight. Trim these a minute. Flight test is where all this stuff came from. Right here in the United States. Good enough. This one is pretty little too. I think I might replace that one as well. That's for the wing. Fit in there pretty nice. That one's in there pretty good. This one's going through pretty good. I'm gonna trim this back one. I think that's all of them. A couple of those in my toolbox. Now I got 3 spares. 12.5 volts. We're up to 741 milliamp hours on an 1800 amp battery. Hopefully it keeps going. Let's pull this power pod back out and repair on it a little bit. I'm wondering if I just run some tape on the inside here where the wires go through there, and then cut a hole through the tape to help seal it, kind of like I did on the back here. Maybe that'll be good enough. Let's try it. Alright, so I found some of this Gorilla. Basically it's duct tape, black. It's a little heavier obviously than your Scotch tape or whatever, but in this case I think it's going to benefit me because I need the strength. Put a little bit in there as well to just give a little extra support on that side there. Losing some of its glue. That's good. Hopefully it didn't add too much weight. Let's clean up these ends and try to solder. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Alright, we're gonna rob some more parts here off this retrieval boat I have. And it's got the plugs already on it that work for this. And because it's going to be the quickest way, I just snip it. That's what we're going to do. So let's do that. This, we got to make our new hole without cutting this. So this will go. I'm just trying to figure out how in the world. So this goes through there, I'm guessing. I really don't know. Do we want to put these through there? I'm assuming like that. So these don't have to be very long, basically, is what I'm looking at, it looks like. So we'll cut them way too long. Does this all fit back in here now? That's the question. Should. Probably should check it. Yep. I think the battery is actually supposed to ride, if I'm not mistaken, in this compartment down here and not up in this. Now that I'm looking at this, which means go something like this. This isn't that big of a deal. Thinking for weight though, distribution. Oh, okay, I think that'll work. Got enough room there to plug it in. Alright, crisis averted. Alright. Alright, next. Getting these connections on here. The battery says it's charged. Alright, little change of plans here. I wasn't able to get in there and solder. I had to pull the motor again, so we're gonna have to do this way and just make it work. Alright, the next trick is gonna be getting through here. With these ends, which I'm worried about here. Got two. This is gonna be the tricky one, the third one. Get in there. There it goes. Okay. Front end and wiring done. Now as far as which wire goes where here, I don't think it matters, being a sensorless motor. So I'm just going to plug them in. The only thing that would affect it would be which way the prop spins, and I can just switch them, you know, if it's spinning the wrong way. I'll just switch 2 wires and it should fix that. It's actually pretty clean setup there. Guy wonders if he shouldn't get some batteries in my transmitter and plug that battery into this and see, and just make sure we're blowing, you know, we're pulling, not pushing air. Let's do that in a minute. Let me go find the transmitter. So you probably should have a 4-channel radio when you're getting in at minimal into this hobby. As far as what I know, I went and bought the cheapest one you can get, which is the DX4 Spectrum. You can get these used for 20-30 bucks on eBay all day, and it's a 4-channel. Technically I think it's a 5 with one of the toggles, but we're only running 3. Elevators, rudder, throttle is all we're using. Alright, I got it up kind of stable. All we're going to do is turn it on for a minute. I just want to feel the air, you know, pulling downwards. That means we got the wiring in the right way. If not, I'll have to switch the wires, do it again. But let's see what happens here. Also, we want to make sure it works. So let's turn on our transmitter. There, see what happens here. It's a good sign. Okay. We are not. Ooh, that does not sound very good. Okay, so we're spinning. Right now we're pushing, or we're pulling, no, we're pushing air up, and I need to be pulling it. So I'm going to flip the wires here in a minute. Okay. There we go. See what happens. There we go. Now it wants to take off. It's spinning the right way. Oh yeah. Good. So here's what we know. We got a working battery, at least for the second that we ran it. The receiver is doing what it needs to do as far as thrust. We'll check our 2 servos installed here next, but I'm confident that'll probably be fine. Our speed control is doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's controlling the speed, and we're pulling air, not pushing, so we're wired correctly. So we got the front end reinforced now. I think we're good there. Everything's mounted. So let's get it back into the plane, hook up the rest of the 2 servos, and let's do a ground check on our ailerons and rudder and see that they're moving, 1, that they're moving, and 2, that they're moving the way we want them to with our joystick. Because I don't know how this was set up 2-3 years ago when this plane was last out. Also, yeah, we need to clean it. I'm going to go ahead and plug it, power it back up. We should have aileron and elevator, I think, maybe. We'll find out. kind of hear things, that's a good sign. Ooh. She's front heavy. It works. It definitely wants to turn right. But I think we can adjust that. I think we can adjust that by just unscrewing this here and like repositioning it. I think. Elevator seems to be pretty good. I'm going to try to do a quick alignment on this. I'm just going to pull this, if I can find my screwdriver. There it is. Pop this one off and readjust it. Here's where we're at. I think we are ready for a ground check. Let's get it outside. We'll just leave the wings off it for now. I need to come up with a way to strap those on. I don't have the bands for that. Lost those, so. But first, let's just make sure we can get it to operate, roll, taxi around on the driveway. Once we know that, I think we throw some paint on this thing, clean it up. I'll find some bands to strap the wings on, and we'll bring this out to the field and see if we can't get it airborne. Yep, it's raining, of course. Hey, look, and you guys watch the channel with the trailer. It's working out excellent for a guy. I got it loaded down right now for mulch, and 40 bags of mulch in there. Not too shabby. Right down the road, no problem at all. But anyway, we'll just do a quick run here. No wings. It's raining, obviously. I don't mind if it gets slightly wet, but I don't want it's cardboard, you know, can't let it get too wet. So let's see what happens. Good.